Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once more and again, about to give y'all some great conversation, some good information, and some wonderful dialoguetation. Yes, I made that word up. It's your main man, Andy Brown, right here on the Real University. I'm about to give y'all some wonderful game with my ladies in charge, making things happen. But before you do, if you paid your phone bill and you make a lot of sense and you make a lot of money, share this information with your friends with a touch of class. That's click, like, and subscribe to the channel, which is the Real University. High class conversation from an HBCU perspective, where we get down with the real on topics about us, you, them, and we make it happen because you want to know why. Joining your life coach here and your favorite internet unk is the one and only, the queen diva herself, Miss Mia. What's going on, Mia? How you doing?
Hey.
Now, it's great to have y'all back for another wonderful topic. And also, as you all know, the wonderful blonde bombshell is in the building. Miss Tyann, how you doing, Auntie?
Tyann is good. Auntie.
Official.
We're going to hit one more spin around the sun, and we about to give y'all some more flavor. So remember, folks, tell your friends, tell your family, click, like, share this thing like it's a nasty addiction, because this is about to go viral and you're going to want to understand more and really hit us with some why. Because we got a wonderful guest joining us today. Somebody I know very well. I'm about to make black folks blush, y'all. Are y'all ready for this?
Come on.
Yeah. Now, we've talked to folks from Morgan State. We've talked from folks from other HBCUs. And I cannot go another wonderful moment without giving some shine to my alma mater, my not necessarily classmate, but campus mate. We spent some wonderful times together in different eras of GSU. But GSU, yeah, you're going to learn a little bit about that too, because we're going to talk about that. And entrepreneurship is big around here. You know, everything is big in Texas because we are Grambling alum and we are living in West Dallas, West Grambling, that is, Dallas, Texas. So here we are to talk about something wonderful, something great from my better half, my bestie, if you will, and the one and only queen diva herself, representing the Brownstone vibe, which is the flavor, my wonderful wife, Miss Shaunta Brown. How you doing, darling?
Hey.
Thanks for say it out loud.
Say supporting on this platform.
And I just want to say, Mrs. HBCU uncle. I just had to say it out loud. I just said it out loud.
I'm making it worse since we came on today. So
I see. I'm here for it.
We do. We are extra vocabulary. Thank you.
Yeah,
for making
I'm
time
here
for us today.
Love it. How are you guys doing today?
We are well. We are so happy to have you here with us. We had such a great time celebrating with you a few months ago. I guess we could officially say last year in Texas. And I'm sure we're about to learn even more because the hospitality was on 100. No one mentioned this, and I'm gonna say it out loud because she is also my wonderful soror. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. There she is. Yes, she is. Listen. You know, we had to have it. It was gonna come up a couple of times, so we might as well start it right now. You know,
right. Come on now.
Yes. But it's such a pleasure to have you here. Andy, obviously your intro is amazing because she's all those things on top of being a wonderful entrepreneur, but graduating from an HBCU, which we are all so excited always to talk about, to get this thing started. We want to know,
all right,
when you were in school and you said what you wanted to be when you grew up, are you doing what you said you wanted to do, sis? Or what's that path looking like?
Listen, not at all. I'm gonna be honest.
It's okay. If that's what it is.
Not at all. I was doing nothing that I said I wanted to do, because when I was in school, it was like PR was my biggest thing. Okay, I wanted to do PR for the stars is what I really wanted to do. Well, it didn't happen. You know, life happened, had a baby or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get into some marketing or something, right? So I took a marketing role, but didn't get into PR. Okay. So it wasn't a bad thing. And I've been with that marketing company for 19 years.
Oh, wow.
But again, it wasn't in the PR field. It was a total different marketing aspect of everything else. But getting out of school doing what I wanted to do? No,
not at all.
Now,
do you believe that even though, because Tyann is in the marketing field, we were both marketing majors in school, so we understand the mix, right? Do you feel like what you learned in school mixed with what you learned throughout your career of 19 years, did that lead you to the entrepreneurial world that you're in right now?
Yes, absolutely did. Because I felt like being in marketing, in the marketing field now, and what I learned from college moving forward, I can do this pretty much on my own, depending on who I was servicing. Because with my company that I'm doing marketing with, we service small owned businesses. That's what we do. We have some national brands, but the basics of all of our business are small businesses, mom and pop shops. So if I'm doing their marketing, I can do this on my own, right? Why not?
Right. So when we talk about your world and your business that you're in your own space, are you also in marketing in your own business, or are you in something that's a total different space? Like, what does that world look like for you?
Yeah, so it is marketing, but it's totally different when you're doing it on your own, because you have so many roles to play when you're doing it on your own. And you're like, man, let me get back to the basics of what I know, because I'm so tired of okay, I want to make this, I'm doing this, but girl, get back to, your marketing. And I'm like, okay, slow down, Shaunta. Like,
start at one.
It happens because you can be so overwhelming that you forget a lot of, okay, I need to go back to, do this part. Okay, let me get this Google down right here. So that plays a huge role for me as far as get back to your basics. And
you must have felt me saying it through the camera, because Tyann always says you got to always take it back to the basics.
You do. Oh my God.
All day long.
All day long. I get it. Oh my
God, you got to take back to the basics. Yeah, so that's just basically that right there on that portion there. But yeah, it's over. It can be overwhelming, but at the end of the day, it's yours. So it's your business, and you can, make your business how you want your business to go. And that's how I look at it now, even though I'm still getting back to the basics on a lot and have to remind myself, go back to the basics, because this is what you've been doing. Go back to the basics of this. But yeah, it can be overwhelming, but it's yours. So that's the biggest gain that I see there.
Absolutely. Tyann, I'm gonna let you swing it your way.
Yeah, and I mean, actually, to piggyback off of that, was there any, memorable experience, any organization, any campus activity that kind of helped shape you into the entrepreneur that you are now? There's always that classroom experience, but what about those outside experiences? Do you see any parallel from a lot of that, understanding that you were a member of an organization as well, your leadership? Like, is there anything else from those experiences that helped you become the entrepreneur you are now?
Absolutely. Even Grambling State University itself, that helped me right there to become, entrepreneurship, from rivalry football games, basketball games to, being in my sorority. I mean, listen, all of this plays a role into being a part of an entrepreneurship to me. Because there's so many statement pieces that you could say on a t-shirt, on a clothing item, there's so many different aspects of, well, they not like us, or, it's just any little different thing, because again, it's all statement pieces, it's about what you say, HBCU, they're right there alone. Bam, it's a statement.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So I can put that on a shirt and rock it different ways, different colors. I mean, it's all of that made me become into this entrepreneurship now, today, pretty much.
Right. Gotcha.
Well, let's take this a step further too, because you're definitely throwing out some things that are for the culture that could have been from your experience. So share what one of those memorable, really, really memorable, I'm getting in y'all business experiences on campus, would be like, what was one of the most memorable things from your time at Grambling State University that really kind of helped shape, what you're doing now and what you can consider something that you have something to talk about in the old folks' home?
Oh, girl, you're getting real deep, but
You said you asking me all my business.
No, but it's good. I would say, honestly, a memorable moment in school would actually be, and don't get me wrong on this, it would definitely be the time when I was pledging. It was memorable because it was a lot of sisters coming together, number one. And I saw so many of us that were like going to so many different levels, right? We could have fun, we could chill, we could still get our work done because, during that time, you still have to make sure you get your work done and fast at the same time, right? But that was like real memorable for me. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with all of the rest of these different personalities that's on the line and bringing that to today. And, you guys still converse to this day. You still hang out to this day. That's huge to me. So that brought like something real, something that made me want to stay involved. Let me say that. And to bring it to entrepreneurship today, that's nonetheless, it's unfathomable to me.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. Oh, go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead.
You go ahead, because I think we on the
same. No, I was just gonna say, because you made a statement and it's very true. I was actually having a conversation with one of my girlfriends from college last night, and we talked about that. Just the different dynamics of friendships and things like. And Tyan will always say this. We are products of friends from college, right? Our moms were friends in college. We are friends there was a small amount of time when Tyan was in school that I was actually at Morgan together. So we were at Morgan together, right? But that time frame and those relationships and that building, I noticed when we were in Texas for the classic, just the camaraderie. And we didn't ask this question in the beginning, but we rep our schools all the time, but there is definitely an air about I went to Grambling that is right. So let's talk about that for a second, because it is a thing. We consider ourselves, we are the national treasure, right? So we speak, but we had a good time. We felt like we were at home. And that wasn't even homecoming, but we felt like we were connected with people. Everyone was cool. It was a great vibe. So just give me that, because you're absolutely right about that. I mean, I know you were speaking from your sorority, from our sorority experience, but just from Grambling as a whole, like what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, Grambling is just a whole vibe. Like, it's a Southern, I don't even know if I want to say it's a Southern thing. It is. It's like that Southern hospitality. Everybody gonna say, hey, everybody gonna speak. Everybody, hey, if you hungry, hey, we got some food over here. Come over here and eat. I mean, it's just a whole Southern hospitality there. I tell you a story here. My son, he was getting these basketball scholarships back in the day, to all these big schools or what have you, right? And so he went down to Grambling me a couple times, and we were in the village, little spot in the village, little stores or what have you there on Grambling campus. And this guy walked up to him and he said, hey, what's up, man? Gave him dap or whatever. And he was like, no, he was like, hey, you here? You go here? And he was like, no, he was a senior in high school at the time. He was like, no, I don't go here, And keep in mind, he always told me, like, not Grambling, okay. So, the guy went up to him, dapped him up and stuff. And I was like, okay. So when he got in the car, he like, hey, I wonder why he think I went here. I said, baby, it's just Southern hospitality, honey, because everybody gonna speak to you. They gonna talk to you. They gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna treat you like your family. Right. And just coming from Grambling, it's like it's just a family thing. Grambling runs deep in my family, from my mom, my sister, my brothers, my aunties, like my son, like and my husband. So it runs deep in my family. So, I mean, that's just that that's just that black and gold blood, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we bleed. But
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I love it. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Absolutely
Right on.
not. All right, Ty,
Y'all
I'm sorry.
know I'm good for this conversation. I'm feeling good about this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in or just now watching this clip, Shaunta Brown is on here. She's giving us some good game and good insight. The owner and operator of Brownstone Vibes. And one thing I want to ask you, this is a question that can really open up. We talked about family. We talked about a lot of different things, but on your journey in Brownstone Vibes, what or who has been your biggest influence to say, I can keep this thing going and I want to make this a success?
Mm.
Y'all humming. This ain't no church.
That's a good
Listen, we trying to see if she gonna say the right thing.
And the thing about it is, there's really no wrong answer. It just makes, what's making you tick, what's saying there's more in me than just what I want to do. Entrepreneurship, it's a lot on one person, right?
It is. It is.
And there has to be something in us in the back of our mind and even in the circumference of our own awareness. What can I do, or what's making me want to be here a little bit longer to say I want to see this thing through and go a little bit further than it actually is?
Yeah. So and this is, don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't think that I'm saying this just to say it, but actually my husband gives me a lot of encouragement.
Bing, 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 bing.
So
I was not asking for that.
Right. But no, seriously though, I will say that my husband gives me a lot of encouragement, because there are days where he sees me, I'm late at night making designs, or I'm making apparel, and he's like, no, you got this, and I'm asking him for his opinion, and I know he gets tired of me asking that, but he still pushes that in me to be like, oh, you got this. Oh, no, you good. And I'll be knowing that in my head. But sometimes in order to get that extra, you need that little push,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely say my husband, my family, they all give me that extra push. My son, because he brings out the little young stuff in it, So I'm like, okay. So I got a mixture here. I got my husband, then I got my son right here. So I get all that. So I think my husband and my family, they actually bring out that big push for me.
Yeah, it's real. I come from two entrepreneurs myself, and you either have people who get it or don't get it.
Yeah.
And you have people like all of us, we were reared to go to school, and the idea was you're going to go and you're going to get a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten jobs. We've gotten great jobs that have gotten us to that space. But when you have that extra oomph, like you do that 9 to 5, and then you go into another 5 to 9 or 5 to 10 or 5 to 12 or 5 to 2, because you have these things that just won't settle in your spirit until you actually can push it out. It's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
It's a whole nother thing, right? And that encouragement is helpful. Half of my friends don't know what I do.
Yeah.
It's about 2 that know what I do and have benefited very well from what I do. And I don't explain it to anybody else. It's just what it is.
Right?
You don't have
to be. Yeah, it definitely
for certain.
Yeah.
For certain. I'm excited to hear more about. So tell us about Brownstone.
So at Brownstone, we just create. I'm sorry.
I said Brownstone. I'm sorry. I wanted to correct myself.
Oh, yeah. Brownstone Vibes. Yeah. So pretty much at Brownstone Vibes, we're just a dedicated team. We really want to focus on bold statements. We can make an array of different statements for different clothing items, but pretty much what we pretty much focus on is, the style. What you're looking for, something fun. You're looking for something bold, inspirational. We got it, Our next phase, of course, is getting into the HBCU spectrum of things, trying to get those license for that, for different organizations, to come up. But for now, we have to get, again, the basics going. So get this out there now. And of course, move forward to, okay, now we have the schools out there. The next thing is, okay, well, let's get these organizations, let's get this approved for these organizations now. And it's just a process, but absolutely, that's what Brownstone Vibes is about. You got something you want to say, look, we'll put it on a shirt for you.
We're here to support that.
Yeah.
we are here to support that. We are here to support that.
Yes, especially now in today's society. So a lot of people got a lot of things they want to say, and a lot of things are on my mind that I will put out there a little bit. It may be a little controversial, but I'm sure it's some people that agree with, what's out there as well too.
Well, speaking about controversial, and actually kind of going back to one of the questions that I had asked you previously about your experience, and you mentioned, your time within your sorority. And again, me being the marketer that I am, we've got a hot topic out here. And, literally, I love to say your rival school has had some issues recently in the media that could kind of put a twist on what what you mentioned about your experience. And I just want to touch on that a little bit, because that's another thing that's really passionate for us. I was quote unquote raised Greek. I see the good in a lot of that, but right now our audience is kind of questioning some of the things that have been going on lately. And again, it's been an ongoing problem, but of course the focus is on HBCUs right now, when this stuff has been going on actually since the 1400s at other institutions. But again, every time there's something that affects us, it seems as if our community is not on the same side of the coin. And then we're looked upon in this space where, okay, them Negroes was added again, and look what happened in a time where our schools are under a microscope. So I'd like you to just speak a little bit more about the positivity of your experiences that you had, and why, if anybody was to come at you, why you still feel very strong that you are a part of an organization that has done the greatest of good out here. So if you wouldn't mind just speaking on that a little bit.
Greatest of good.
Speaking of the positivity of it, that was the first part of your question, though, about the incident as far as at Southern. Definitely my thoughts and prayers to the family and to the Southern University school, and members as well there. That was definitely tragic there. All fraternities and sororities are not into that. Let me say that, number one. There's a difference when you are trying to hurt someone, and there's a difference when you're trying to love someone, to bring them into the fold. And I hate that it happened. I hate that it happened, and then I hate that it happened again, as you stated. Like, we don't need any of this under us right now. Like, that is like the worst for me. Like, I really, like, my heart sunk in when I heard about that, because I'm like, oh my God, we lost somebody. And then, with all that's going on right now, like that's it's not cause for me, in my opinion. But, sororities and fraternities can be very positive, though. Like, they make change in the communities. You know what I mean? Like, we bring people together. Like, we have so many different things that are happening that are positive right now. We have a lot of Congress people that are in sororities and fraternities,
Right.
So it's not anything that's a bad thing here. Like, that incident happened, and yes, it does happen to other schools that are not, HBCUs. It does. But, again, we have to work 10 times harder, to be the best. And that just didn't pan out correctly. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like there's positivity there. That incident, it did not go, I don't understand that, but there's positivity in sororities and fraternities. Definitely there's some very influential people who are part.
Yeah, I won't lie. I really thought when I heard about it, I was like, aren't we past this? Like, I felt like we've been past it. And I was like, is this what happening for real? In real life?
A lot of that is a lot of fellas are probably having issues. That's male testosterone speaking at the wrong damn time. That's
Thanks
really
for
what
saying that out loud.
It's male testosterone speaking at the wrong damn time.
Yeah.
And then I want to, because actually I want to save this content for another episode when we really get into it. But it's just not the males. I want to say that. I want to say that it is power hungry people. I want to say it is people who are ignorant to what they are putting on what you would say is a sister or a brother. It's that piece of power. It's that rush of power a lot of the times. And then again, it's also, like I said, the ignorance in that, well, somebody did it to me. Well, again, if we're trying to make change, then, we got to approach things a little differently. But like I said, I want to save all of that content for later, but I just wanted to, just kind of come on and acknowledge that, we don't condone any of that. But what we do condone is a positive experience that enlightens our community, that, that uplifts our community through a sisterhood and a brotherhood.
Right. Absolutely. That's definitely, that part.
Come on, bring it back up. Bring that energy back on up.
No. It's there. I was just thinking about, like, when my mind went back, like, this is what we're doing. But okay. But if you could go back, you reflected on your experiences with your pledging process, which is kind of like how to tying it in again. But if you could just go back into your college space and reflect on how it impacted you. Let's just take the career away. You said some really important words. You said village. You talked about important friendships. What could you reflect on? I'm sorry. You also mentioned your lineage, right? You have your parent, your mom, your sister, your brother. What could you reflect on part of where you were that still boosts and moves you through where you are today?
I'm a hum on that one.
History. I would just say history. My family's there. Like that's my family. My family's there. I have a grandmother that's still back there, aunties, uncles, cousins. So it's always rooted deep in me. And for that, it's not going anywhere because that's what I have here. Even as a little girl going back, I used to remember being in the country, in Homer, Louisiana, as a matter of fact, playing, making mud pies as a little girl. This is country now. Now, I don't know if y'all know about that deep country, but, we making mud pies. We getting water from the well.
Chasing chickens.
So, we picking up chickens and, so that's just history. That's just my history going back and knowing about those country things like that. So reflecting back on all of it, it just comes back to my history and my past. That's just what it is. And that's instilled inside of me.
And I was just thinking that, like, I'm sure that's probably part of why you are such a sweet person. You move with such humility. Your smile comes from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? But all of those things really do play a role in how you move. And we don't realize it until we get to the ages that we are now, how much of a role those things really play in who we are today. Right.
That is
we don't know the lessons and how they're going to roll out in real life, in real time as we grow up. But those are the things that when we reflect on them, it's like, I remember this. This is why I appreciate these things now.
Absolutely. And I thank God for every one of them. Literally, I thank God for every one of my past like that, especially going back that far. I thank God for it because it really instills who I am in me today. And I thank God for it. Because if I ever have to go back to it, I know how to do it.
Ooh, if I ever have to go back to it, I know how to do it.
I just got to interject here too, because I think, your statement about being in the country is not too far off from, my experiences being in the big city. I made mud pies too. I cooked greens. I cooked greens in the little sewage pipe.
Yeah.
That was my pot. Right. But again, I mean, just thinking back of our lineage and our legacy, it was rooted in the South. And I actually joined the call talking about the nepotism that we have going on here. But I mean, both me and our legacies of our universities. And it is instilled so much in us and so much pride in us. And I think part of that too was, and let me know if you agree whether or not, is making our ancestry proud.
Right.
Like, if I was gonna go, if I was gonna go, I had to go hard because I didn't want my mama talking about, well, when I was at so and so and such, I did it this way.
Yeah.
Or I didn't want her to say, you better not be up in there embarrassing me.
Real talk. Real talk.
That okay. Yes.
Real talk.
All of that.
Wow.
How painful that would be to send your child to your alma mater, and they turn out and be like probably your boy that just did a bid is about to do a bid. Come on, man. That's some real talk right there.
And I know stories.
Yeah, check your lineage, check the reason why.
Right.
You're saying I'm going to continue this. It's a legacy for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Your kids follow you to college.
Mm-hmm.
You know that ain't for them. But that's a real good point that you made, Tanya. I like that and appreciate that because we don't listen. College ain't for everybody. And your legacy, your lineage isn't for everybody. Every branch isn't shaped the same. And it always don't fall too far from the tree. The wind can blow that thing way down the street and start its own route somewhere else. So yeah, let's keep that in mind, folks. That's a very good point about that. I appreciate that. That's why we the real.
That's why we call it the real. And we want to think, Shaunta, now listen, we're in 2025, so you have to run it all down. Where they can go, where they can find you, where they can see you, where they can order all the things. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
break it down. What's our website?
Leave nothing out.
Absolutely. So the website is brownstonevibes.com.
Okay.
You can follow us on Facebook, which we kind of like just got that one back up and going again at Brownstone Vibes. You can follow us on Instagram at brownstone_vibes. We also have some TikToks out there too at Brownstone Vibes as well. Snapchat, Twitter, Brownstone Vibes.
Brownstone Vibes. All day long.
Brownstone Vibes, baby. Brownstone Vibes. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yes, it is. I saw a couple sweatshirts I need to order myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's the whole vibe.
It's a whole vibe.
It's a whole vibe. Well, listen, we appreciate having you again, the hospitality when we met you in person, having you here today to just share your experiences, the growth that you've had through going to what we love to promote as our HBCU experience. Would love for you to recommend to a friend to come on and just to talk through it, because one of the biggest things that we just want to make sure that we consistently put out there is, we are a village no matter what school we went to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all these different forms of promotion, but no one promotes us better than we promote ourselves. Right.
Yeah.
And as a parent who's had students who've gone to school, now I'm not a parent, but I got a lot of nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Y'all parents need support just as much as the kids need support.
Yeah.
So we like to think that we like to think that we cover the gamut. We have conversations. Our last episode, we had a student on. She's at Howard, right? We had a mom on who's a mother and was a graduate. So we just want to make sure that we keep the conversation going about the highs and the lows, keeping everyone tuned into what's really happening in real time, hence the real. But to support each other. So we want to thank you for having the time to discuss and just to talk with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
We enjoyed it. Yes, we enjoyed it. And I would like to also just make sure that everyone takes the time to check out Brownstone Vibes. I'm telling you right now, go and put your coins in, because it's a couple. It was about 4 or 5 that I want. I'm a hoodie girl all day, and I love to promote the vibe. So everyone check it out, brownstonevibes.com. Again, we have our Mrs. HBCU uncle, Shaunta Brown, with us today. Mia, Tyon, Andy from the real, and we're out.
Gone.